Let's talk a little bit about the Bunkhouse Stampede for a minute. Flair's sort of love-hate relationship with Dusty is well documented. He'd get frustrated with Dusty's booking, where the Horsemen were left laying every week and Dusty was always getting the win. And at the end of Bunkhouse Stampede, it's more of that, with Dusty coming out on top. And Tony Schiavone tells the story of getting into a limo with you guys after the show, and you and Tully are not happy. And specifically, he remembers Tully saying something along the lines of, "I think Dusty Rhodes should just book himself against himself so he can always go over in the main event." Were you frustrated with not just the cash, but the creative at this time as well?
I was never frustrated with Dusty because I knew if I wrestled Dusty, I was going to be making a top payoff. You know, it wasn't, for me, it was never what in my mind I thought it should be. If I was wrestling Dusty, I knew I was going to get a top payoff for that night. So I didn't have those issues. And again, you know, Tully and Rick, they were in a creative conflict in their head about what they felt like things should be and all that. And Rick and Dusty were always trying to one up each other. In my mind, now you got to understand, Conrad, I was still in a position, and somewhat today, when I see Dusty Rhodes or I see Ric Flair or I see Hulk Hogan, I see someone who's bigger than life and who transcended the business during their era. I was starstruck the first time I ever saw Dusty Rhodes and the last time I saw him. He was just a big star in my mind. Same thing with Ric Flair. Same thing with Hulk Hogan. These guys have just transcended the business. And I never looked at things like, well, Dusty's not treating me right, or Dusty's not taking care of me the right way as the booker should, and all those things. I never looked at that. Now, did I get frustrated when I was having to work with guys that were making 3 times what I was? Sometimes. But it wasn't I was mad at them. I got mad at the system.
Sure. No, that makes sense. I do want to ask about the creativity as we head into 88, because not only are our finances tight, but David Crockett had said that by early 88, Dusty's creativity had gone stale, and most of his storylines seemed to come from John Wayne movies. And there's no denying that Dusty was a genius, and his contributions to Jim Crockett were invaluable from late 83 on. But is it fair to say that by 88, some of the boys had lost confidence in his ability to create, much as David Crockett had?
Well, I was only privy to talk to just a few guys. You know, I know there was some dissension within our group, but we also, even till the very end, till the last day and we were out the door, don't take this the wrong way, but it's just a fact. We were over.
Right.
And when you're going out every night, and it doesn't matter that there's only 8,500 people in the arena, and last time there was 9,500, you got 8,500 people standing for 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and cheering everything you do. You're a success. And what you're doing is still working. Forget about the outcome of the match. I don't know that I ever won a match. I can't remember winning one. But anyway, when it was all said and done, when you got 8,500 people standing up, giving you the Four Horsemen sign up and the Four Horsemen sign down, but every one of them were screaming, you had a successful night. And even to the very end, when Jim Crockett Promotions was their finances and all that stuff, that had nothing to do with the people in the arena.
Right.
Our audience loved the product. Our fans loved what we brought to the table versus what WWF brought to the table. And that was the war we were in. That was the battle we were fighting. That was my mindset. And, and I never had a paycheck that tanked. I never had one that bounced. I never had one that I looked at and went, Jesus Christ, that sucks. Could it have been better? I had well, wait a minute now. Wasn't there so many people? Wasn't there 10,000 people there? That could have been a little better. It was still more than I dreamed I would ever make. And that's where my mindset has always been in the business.